Attention, this will be better for a second, but I'll put in some earphones because that way it won't pick up so much background stuff. All right, so let me back this up a second. Here we go. So Zoe was asking about vaccines, and I'm not sure whose link this is, but we did several broadcasts probably 2 years ago where I discussed vaccines, heartworm prevention, flea control. There are links to it in iPets Ally as well, so that's a place where I talk about it. But the general gist is do as little as possible once your pet has been fully vaccinated. So if you're not an iPets Ally, go check that out. We're getting ready to relaunch this so that you've got much more available to you. And we will be putting up a free course on vaccine and preventive care. So not only vaccinations, but heartworm and flea control, when to spay and neuter. Yeah, Jamie, I don't know. I got this microphone and evidently it just doesn't quite get there. Or something's loose, which is equally probable. Good. So at any rate, we'll be putting up a free course in the members area. There's lots more information in iPets Ally as well. So all good stuff. Good to see you. I hope that you all had a happy Easter. Hayo wants to get down and bark and talk all about it because there's lots going on in our new house. but we had a great one. We got to the beach, enjoyed the waves before everybody woke up from massive partying. Easter week is sort of the only holiday many Mexicans enjoy, and so they make sure they really enjoy it. So Zoe, I hope that's helpful. When we get that course up, we'll post the link to it here for the free members area. Erin was asking about Rosie. Just being absolutely starving. Her skin and itching and bumps are gone. Her fur is soft and silky, but she's still not losing weight. And she is acting like she is absolutely starving. So what I would suggest is this, Erin. It's very interesting. So it turns out if we chronically underconsume calories to be on a diet, then our body goes into the starvation mode, and we're not able to let go of fat because leptin and adiponectin are out of whack. Leptin is the thing that tells your body you are in starvation, and adiponectin is the thing that allows your body to release that extra fat. So there's a couple of strategies around this. One is to simply feed her more food, which makes absolutely no sense to you probably right now. And then I would suggest that you bump her food up to, say, 1/3 of a cup morning and evening. And if she doesn't like the snacks of veggies, actually try some protein or fatty snacks. And the reason is that fat is the thing that tells our brain that we are not, we've had plenty to eat and we can stop now. Now, I will tell you this, so at 10 times 25, she should be eating 250 calories a day roughly, probably closer to 200 if she's not very active. And 1 cup of crock-pot food is about on average 250 calories. So really she should be eating closer to 3/4 of a cup a day. So as weird as this sounds, try feeding her that for a week. So let's say, so that's, anyway, you can figure out how to divvy it up. So that's 1/4 cup and a bump, pretty heaping 1/4 cup twice a day. See if that doesn't get things going better. And then try to use things like, instead of bananas and watermelon, which are really high glycemic, blueberries, strawberries, things of that nature. So I think that may be helpful for you. The other thing I would suggest is, because she is so fuzzy, is actually take a tape measure and weigh her today. Take a tape measure around her chest, and she does look, it's hard to say, but she does look a little too heavy. But take the tape measure from here to the back of her elbow so that you have a consistent place, and then in the back from her knee up to the top, and use that as your measure for, is she gaining or losing fat? Because here's the other thing that's really tricky, and this happens for people as well. When we start exercising, when we start recompositioning our bodies, it is often we will gain scale weight, but what we are doing is losing fat and gaining muscle. And then the other thing I would do is, it's starting to warm up. Get her outside as much as you can, even if it's if she's not been doing much, 5 or 10 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day is going to really start to get her moving and get her body working again. So I hope that is helpful. Let's see, and then I think, thanks, Leona, it was definitely restful and enjoyable. So Deb, we sorted this out about the calcium citrate, so I think that's covered. And I think this is all the questions on the page here. Finally got some updated headshots done, so because I realized the other ones were from 2013, so that's almost 7 or 8 years ago. And I don't look that young anymore, so we'll quit kidding about it. Let me make sure I have answered all the questions. So we've got that from Aaron. Kelly is asking about rotating proteins for the kidney diet. So Kelly, again, you're going to want to choose proteins that are high quality, low in fat, because if you're buying conventionally produced proteins, so that what you're getting is the best bang for your buck. And so, you know, it just, again, if your pet has any sensitivities to proteins, obviously you don't want to use them. But what I would suggest are things like boneless, skinless chicken breast, pork tenderloin, which is actually lower in fat than boneless, skinless chicken breast, and a really lean cut of beef, so something like top round or London broil. And so that's what I would do. They're going to be roughly equivalent in terms of protein and phosphorus, which is what you're trying to drop down with in the kidney diet. And Cherry is asking about Bella's poop eating addiction. And Pam, I'll get to your question in a second because I've heard some interesting things about grapeseed oil too. She's getting pumpkin, animal essentials, probiotics, primal goat milk, and she also started a bit of CBD oil. And she's in the process of switching her kibble to a healthy food, either the recipe, Crock-Pot recipe, or Dr. Harvey's. Now, Dr. Harvey's I've not been very pleased with because it is the same basic set of veggies, and so we see a lot of animals develop sensitivity to the broccoli that's in there. So what I would suggest is this. Generally, there can be a behavioral issue with poop eating, but also she may be starving, literally starving for some particular nutrient. And so one thing I want you to do is she think about how is she eating. So relative to the question I just answered for Aaron, is she eating like she is starving, like she's polishing it off in 3 minutes and she's looking for more? If she is, you actually may need to increase her food slightly. And then the other thing is that you want to make sure you're using a really good probiotic. And Animal Essentials is pretty good, but you may want to try Phytospore and mix that up and make sure that the bugs are pretty happy. And then also make sure you're feeding the bugs, meaning lots of vegetable fibers, things of that nature. And then lastly, what I would think about is getting some more minerals and vitamins in there. And this is where I would, excuse me. Hi. She's really got her game on today. This is where I would consider holistic total body support. Come here, you little devil. Because you're going to get enough minerals and vitamins, and then with the glandular supplements, the minerals that her endocrine system needs in specific. So check that out. Make sure she's getting enough to eat, and then make sure she's getting a lot of fiber. So even if you start with just a Normandy blend, which is broccoli, cauliflower, and then zucchini squash or yellow squash, I think. Just add a quarter cup of those veggies cooked to her diet to add the fiber to help fill her up, and also keep enough moisture in her food. And I would strongly encourage you, of course, to go to using the original Crock-Pot diet. It seems daunting at first, but it's really pretty simple once you get it down. And Judy is asking about both of the girls showing elevated creatinine. And Judy, I'm not sure if it's a big increase or a relatively mild one. That tends to happen a bit with aging. Quercetin is the thing that I always recommend going to, and then increasing the amount of water in the food so that you help to dilute the protein, the nitrogen waste down, so that her kidneys are a little bit happier, both of their kidneys. So let me know if that's okay. And then also make sure that you are, that they don't have urinary tract infections. This is a big problem. Most veterinarians will tell you, oh, your dog's got early kidney failure, and all you can do is start feeding. So here's a link to some quercetin. All you can do is start feeding the low protein diet. So definitely check that out. Make sure that a urinalysis was run as well and that there is no evidence of infection. So I think that's what we have for you this week. Until next week, remember your pet's best health starts in the bowl. Until then, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally, with my suitably chastened barking poodle. Bye.